While most of New York hunkered down for that severe winter storm and the entire state was put under a winter storm warning, where in the world was New York City Mayor Eric Adams? Well, the U.S. Virgin Islands. He's the latest politician caught fleeing the scene of hardship. Here he is defending that decision.
Every mayor traveled away. I deserve private time. I'm a believer of that.
You know, Amy, first of all, I think everyone's entitled to a vacation, and we all need a little private time. Sometimes you have to hide in your bathroom. You know, you have to do what you have to do. But when New Yorkers, New Jersey, people across the country were told to don't turn on your heat, conserve your electricity, it kind of makes for bad optics.
Yeah, energy-wise, we were on the edge of a brownout. So if you live in New York City, you got a text that said, Christmas morning, please don't, have your heat up high or don't have your heat on. So this was the second coldest Christmas in New York City history. So we're talking about temperatures that have not been like this at least in 40 years. And so it was extremely cold, and we're not supposed to turn on our heat. Meanwhile, I actually went on vacation myself, and my job is to be a meteorologist and talk about the weather. So as the storm got really bad and as it intensified, I was on vacation, but I had to get in front of the camera and talk about the weather and be accountable to the forecast and the professional job that I have. So I don't know what removes you from that. Yes, you're entitled to vacation, but when there's a crisis and when you've got 9 million people in 5 boroughs facing the coldest temperatures that they've had in 40 years, and you've got NYCHA buildings that don't have proper heat, and you've got pipes freezing, you need to be accountable and at least there to organize and say, I've got it under control, I've got the people in place. There has to be a voice of the people you represent in crisis.
Well, and Mark, to be fair, Republicans have been criticized for the same thing. You had Ted Cruz, who went off to vacation when you had Texans freezing and their entire power grid went out. But what are your thoughts on this?
So you mentioned Ted Cruz. So I want to hit on kind of the double standard first and foremost, because when Ted Cruz, what he did wasn't cool. I mean, obviously he escaped a power outage where people had no electricity. They were dying in Texas. But he came back. He canceled his vacation and he came back. You're not seeing that from Eric Adams, from Joe Biden. President Trump, when the guy would golf 4 hours once a month, the media swarming over him, like making fun of him, saying he's not doing his job. So there's definitely a double standard at play here. As far as like the vacationing goes, like I agree with everyone here. I mean, everyone's entitled to some free time, but you can't, it's very arrogant to do that during a time when people are struggling. Very arrogant.
And are you ever really off if you're a politician?
No, well, to his defense, the assistant mayor said that he was available via phone the entire time, thankfully. Lauren, but I want to harp and go on a little rant about this double standard that Mark's mentioning, but the double standard that I live with every single day. As a doctor, I can't accept a pen or a lunch or anything from patients, from vendors, from anyone, but yet President Biden is able to fly private to a Caribbean island and stay at a billionaire donor's house. That is a double standard that I am not okay with.
As a journalist, I also cannot take anything, but everyone's upset about Mayor Adams being in the Virgin Islands. The president of the United States, with multiple crises, is at a billionaire Democratic donor St. Croix mansion with his family celebrating. Okay, he needs a break too. It's Christmas. They're probably deciding, should he run for president again? But he's been on vacation a lot. So, as we're kind of summing up this segment, I'm thinking, oh, Lauren, if you ever run for office, which will never be the case, don't ever take a vacation because you get criticized for it. But we have a president who seems to be on vacation.
Well, and Cheryl, everyone deserves to go on vacation, but maybe the timing wasn't right.
Well, I think that Eric Adams was lucky in that the storm actually missed New York City and hit Buffalo instead. But if what happened in Buffalo would have happened here and he was not here, he wouldn't have been able to arrive, and this would have been a whole different ball game for Eric Adams. So I think that he dodged a bullet on this one. But he needs to be more aware of being close to home if he is needed, because he is the mayor of a city that is still in crisis.
Well, at least he can call in for his duties.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.